Should we check to see what's in the crates?
We should check to see what's in the
crates.
crates.
The ones that are right next
I mean,
to it.
if these things are kind of like autocannons, that ammo might work in our Chimera, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go use the restroom real fast. Y'all just go and search the crates. Okay.
I'm gonna
Callahan
search the
is
tents.
still
Callahan's
brutalizing
busy
him.
beating the shit out of the officer.
The tents seem to contain cots and
Personal effects.
foot lockers, for like personal effects, things like that.
Any medicine?
Heresy.
No medicine. Doesn't seem like a medic was assigned here.
No,
From what you can
Unfortunately
find.
for them.
No burn cream. They might need some burn cream.
You go through the crates. The crates you find quite some food, a couple of hydro pill like bottles, and various things like that. Stuff to just keep the base running.
Nothing interesting.
Nothing too big a deal. By the way, hydro tablets in the 40k universe. It's basically you take like a mouthful of water in a hydro tablet, and it'll keep you hydrated for the day. It's like that's how you have 4 weeks of rations, but only one canteen on you. You just have a shitload of hydro. But these guys have some, and they have a couple of ration packs, various things like that. Nothing too bad quality, but nothing really good quality either. Okay. Bob, for your question about the autocannon ammunition that is here, yes. It seems like the autocannon ammunition that has been that these things uses is a non-standard length. The shell casing is longer than the ones that your Chimera commonly used. It seems to be a high velocity shell.
I decree them as heresy, and we move on.
Okay.
Do we still need to neutralize the guns?
You can. It doesn't take much to do that. If you
Can we
literally just put some of the shells on there and leave a grenade.
Can we just bend the barrels? I mean,
yeah, or literally just put a grenade in the end of the barrel, sort of thing.
We're gonna use all of our grenades spiking the barrels.
Well, I'm not using. I haven't used them.
You could use the bases.
Use the grenades on the troops that we've killed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Can we just say that we spike the barrels?
Yeah, you spike the barrels. Those all these have been neutralized to infect.
Okay. What did the crates have? Just a run up.
Heresy.
Nothing.
That's what they had.
Okay.
Nothing. Just like food, water, various things.
Heresy food. Heresy turnips.
You also notice that the base won't be in working condition anytime soon because the generator exploded, meaning that it has no power.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
the forest fire continues to rage.
And half the base been on fire already, and things aren't going well. Things aren't going well at all for these dudes.
Jesus Christ!
So how glorious was their screaming of death?
They haven't died yet.
You might want to go inside that bunker again, Mitch.
Yeah, that's a sight right there.
I can't actually get in.
You have to go around through the door. I blocked your movement through blockers.
I love the smell of burning heretics in the morning.
Okay.
Yep.
Ooh, kitty butt.
That's what I call a heretic barbecue.
Can I go up the tower and do an awareness check and have a look at the surrounding area?
You can. Actually, you don't need to take it. Things are. This is all happening kind of within like a half hour, 45 minutes after the battle. You take some time. You look around. It seems, other than the south, which you can't see because of the giant forest fire happening below you.
Yeah, fair enough.
It seems most of the landing craft have lightened up lately. Doesn't seem like it seems like the first wave is mostly down. But you also see that AA fire has significantly decreased in the local area.
No shit. Well,
just in the general area, not just your area, but the general area.
I don't know, guys. I think there's still AA fire coming from our within 30 meters of us.
But that is the end of that
encounter.
Everyone's dead, except for the officer that had to kill his friends.
I kind of feel like because they specifically asked us not to discuss anything with them, that we should actually do a bit of an interrogation ourselves.
That's heresy.
So wait.
No one knows that but me, actually.
Them?
Yeah, no one knows that but Bob.
Okay, good point.
Let me get this clear.
Well, then, in that
Callahan's
case,
just
I-
beating the fuck out of him. Right
In that case, I go up to him and start interrogating him for information.
Taking that initiative.
That's why I want to
I am
intimidate them in
higher
the first
ranked
place,
than
but
the
no.
rest of them.
Callahan, stop for a second. I want to talk to this man.
Yeah, exactly.
I get one last
Guys-
good fucking just right into his face.
Yeah, like his teeth are like on the floor, sort of.
He's fucked up. Like this dude is he's barely. He's probably like right above con. Like he's just slightly there, you know.
All right. So, what do you ask him, Ben? What are you doing?
Oh, okay. I hadn't actually thought about what I want to specifically ask this fucker.
I want to talk to him.
Talk. What do you want me to say?
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. I'm gonna ask him his basic information, like who he is, rank, and what particular a group he belongs to, division, regiment, that kind of stuff.
You dares.
And extended orders, maybe.
Lieutenant McTavish. Wow, I just butchered that one out. Lieutenant.
I was like, I want to talk to you. What do you want to know? I don't know.
Lieutenant McTavish. Pay stub number. I don't know. A string of numbers. I don't have one prepared.
28770.
Well, apparently, there's only maximum of 9,999 people in the military on this planet.
Rip in.
And it's coming onto this PDF. That's all you get out of them.
Okay. What were your orders at this particular establishment?
He rattles off the same information.
Oh God, it's gonna. Have you ever?
I
noticed
would
the
say give
bad
him some
moment?
incentive, but unfortunately, he's
Nowitzki kicks him in the head.
Ooh, that's not going to make him talk good anymore.
Yeah, now he's unconscious.
What'd you get those medals for? Killing Imperials for
He's,
honor.
You see,
Yes.
Callahan was legitimately pissed that his good friend Corporal Ben got really fucked up by one of his men. That's why
Which really, the officer had nothing to do. He was busy shooting his
He was busy putting men
subordinates
down.
in the
He's still the
bunker.
superior, and the superior has to take
he was busy putting
responsibility.
men out of their misery.
it's just Callahan beating the shit out of him. This is all your fault.
Look at
It's not making him feel any better. He's just like, it is my fault.
Look at this man here trying to interrogate you. Look what your subordinate did to him.
He killed almost the same number of people you guys killed. I'm just pointing that out.
Then what? I mean, shouldn't we give him a las rifle and say you're one of us now?
I don't
Put him
feel
into
that'd
the
be a
squad.
good move
Idea.
to do at this juncture.
Especially after I just brutally beat the shit out of him.
He might-
But yeah, also that kick to the head, he's knocked out now. He's off. He's
All right,
out.
so
Oh,
he's out.
damn it.
But I was done
He's-
with him. He was just barely conscious, like just kind of there,
All right,
Yeah,
so
I'm
we
I'm
we
happy
load
to
back-
say that Sergeant Bundeswehr is still in the Chimera talking with command if someone wants to do an intimidate check on him.
He's
knocked
unconscious.
out.
at
He's
this point.
unconscious. You can't intimidate him out of unconsciousness.
Never mind.
No,
All right.
Callahan grabs him in the shoulders, like, "Wake the fuck up!"
Just
So
starts
we're,
screaming at him to come back to life.
So
Like the end of the
where-
Avengers film.
Where is this other team at that we're supposed to drop this guy off with?
They're told they're supposed to be on the intersection back to the main MSR.
That's the
Main
opposite
supply
direction, though,
Main supply.
right?
No, that's north. That's north. The way you came.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, okay. We'll just
They're
hop in
on
the
the-
Chimera and go that way. We'll just leave this hellhole to burn.
All right. Well, it does so. It burns. It burns a
Yeah, woo! Good job, guys.
So,
lot.
if anyone,
Oh,
man, man,
That's okay.
man. Anyways,
All
so I just want to know if there'd be like stories from the other regiments going, man, there's a lot of fire coming from over there where you.
I don't know. We just came through this forest and it was on fire. It just.
Aren't we
just
fire
happened.
him anyway?
Well, what I'm thinking is that every like 30 or 45 minutes, a new like plume of smoke starts rising in a line out of one of their drop zones. Just like, okay, there's like a small plume of fire, and then a medium plume of fire, and then a big plume of fire, just in a line across the horizon.
All right. So, what happens is, we'll go through another I don't know, 20 or 30 minutes just to establish everything for the next session.
Mhm.
Everybody's all right with that. They don't have anywhere to go immediately, right?
I'm
right,
fine.
Midge,
Right,
you're
yeah.
you're good. Okay. But you go through. You get on the. You get back on the road. You get in your chimera. Ben lays down.
Yeah, can I start tending to Ben?
Ben
You
takes a
can.
nap
I will
for
give you an
36 hours.
extended. I'll give you an extended care because it'll be about It'll be like a day and a half, 2 days before you actually get to the area you want to get to.
Magnus just looks up at
What's the
Midgeman.
roll
It's
for
just
that?
like, am I gonna die?
That's extended. That's extended Medicaid.
Oh,
He's taken about half damage. So
Mhm.
figure out what kind of damage that is, and then figure out everything from there. So you do meet up with the squad you were supposed to meet up with. They're another squad from the 311. And they gladly take the unconscious officer from you.
Did they question his state?
No, they don't question it at all. They don't really. They don't ask. They don't talk much. They don't talk to you much. Like there's no like pleasantries. But after you do leave them, you begin your journey not on the main road, but off of it on a parallel. Like if you ever been on like a county road,
Mm-hmm.
So you're basically traveling on that,
Yeah.
and it does take about a day and a half, closer to 2 days.
We
before
move
you
at
get
reckless
there.
speed.
So are you really gonna move at reckless
No, we're not gonna move at reckless speed. We've gone plaid.
speed?
We gotta give Ben the time to recuperate for this
Yeah.
fucking.
I'm
shit
sure this
fest
is
we're about
bumpy
go
too.
into.
It's not good for my open wounds.
It's in my grenade wounds.
I'm slowly pulling shrapnel out of Ben.
Sticking your finger in his wounds constantly. How does this feel?
Does this hurt? But you do finally get there. There's a
No, it didn't really hurt.
what you call you get to a plateau region with a lot less trees to the north of the town. Over the radio, you keep in contact with command every so often, but as you start getting further and further away, you can tell that the Vox range is starting to really affect communications.
So are we like right here now? Like there?
Yeah, you're just above kind of the
Okay.
town. Until you are transferred kind of to a different kind of Vox network. You could tell that this is from another regiment, with different accents, etc. And you're guided through.
Bastards.
No, it doesn't, because they
okay.
would have the same accent as you, or at least a close accent to you. But you get through kind of this northern passage that you're guided through, and you're told very careful. You're told to be very careful because there are mines on either side, and it's a very involved process. It slows you down a bit.
Slows us down?
But-
I don't think that's possible.
Other than a grenade, we'll be fine.
Thrown by ourselves, not the enemy.
or a zealot in the enemy ranks that blows himself up to kill you. But you do. It's kind of it's at nighttime ish. Like you get to think right when it's starting to get really dark. That you finally start approaching a smaller side road to this town, and you've been able to see rising smoke for like hours during the day. Now you can see some fires burning, and you're hearing the sounds of battle and conflict.
Hey, that one. went
Oh,
well.
that was a lot of success.
That went well.
But as you were instructed over the radio, you have approached cautiously down a specific area of the city from the north. And when you reach the side, you when you reach the outskirts of the city, it's like it seems to be like a built-up area. Like you're not in a built-up area now. You're in a planned area. Like there are roads out here, but there's nothing built in the actual blocks. But you get to the first actual area where there's buildings starting to be like actually around, and you hear over the radio a call for a halt.
To us specifically, or like a general kind of halt?
Yeah, no, it's just like unidentified vehicle halt.
Stop the thing.
Your chimera stops.
What?
Stop the thing.
Stop this do-had we're in.
Feuerhund 5-5.
Unidentified vehicle. Crew of the unidentified vehicle. Exit now, so you may be identified.
You first. No. I'll go ahead and exit the vehicle.
You exit the vehicle, and you go around to the forward part of the vehicle.
Now you. Chainsaw not in hand.
in its sword frog on your belt. So, you exit the vehicle and you move towards the forward bit. You're kind of in like this alleyway. Like it's wide enough for a vehicle to get through, but it's not. There's not a lot of spare room.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of out of nowhere, this kind of odd looking fellow comes out from like a shadowed area. You don't think you would have been able to spot him if he didn't show himself.
Mm-hmm.
But he carries himself kind of oddly. Like he doesn't seem to stand straight. Like you ever see a kind of a person that's a little off or spends too much time on like a boat? He kind of stands kind of crooked.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. He's kind of like that. He's kind of crooked, a little loose. But he's Cadian. Because of his you've seen him before. His gear is very Cadian, but very cut down. A lot of what would you call it? Like cut out bits of the flak plates, and his weapon seems to be a bullpup design instead of a full M36. And he kind of calls out in this really kind of mellow voice. Like he doesn't seem to be all that. What's the word? There.
Okay.
He's like, are you that squad Command was talking about over the Vox?
I think that's up to you on you, Buff.
No, we're not here.
Could be. Like,
I don't know, who wants to know?
We're Feuerhund 5-5. We had orders to come on out this way and link up with the Cadian forces out here.
Yeah. No, we were told by the LT you guys were coming. And he kind of steps back a little bit and he yells out, "Sarge, they're here!" You see another couple of people kind of exit from this kind of blown out second floor of the building to the side and walk out towards you. Now they seem to be a different kind of. They seem to carry themselves differently. The one that seems to be in charge, this sergeant fella, is kind of a more stereotypical Cadian that you've seen before, Bob. And he walks up to you. Officers he gives a kind of like a half salute and officers hand out to shake your hand. Sergeant DeWitt, Cadian 777. He kind of jumps. He kind of like messes up the word a little bit. He's Hund 5-5. There's a guys from the 312th, right?
That's right.
Yeah, Command talked over the Vox about you were coming out here. Some forward units for the relief force.
It's part of the task here, yeah.
Right. We're one of the forward pickets on the edge of town. Well, I'll have one of my men escort you into the CP towards the center of town. Just make sure you stay close to him because we haven't been able to clear out most of the streets. And we found out there's a couple of mines laid in underneath the actual paving. And we're not exactly sure if any of them are anti-vehicle or not, so stick close. He then kind of like turns over to one of the kind of smaller guys. Like, it doesn't seem to. He seems to be actually notably shorter. He's like, Mickey, get these guys up to CP, and while you're at it, get us some water and food while you're at it. And it's kind of. He doesn't really look young. He just kind of looks. He looks less ratty than the other guys. Like, it just seems like most of his gear is newer issue. A lot of the other guys have got like kind of holes and like certain bits and pieces that have been worn off, like by the armor and gear and such.
We got a few holes.
This guy, this guy seems to be a little bit more newer, but he says, "All right, Sarge, I'll get him there safe, as can be." And he kind of gathers up like this little like bandolier of like canteens and mess kits, and puts it over his shoulder, and then kind of jumps on the front of the vehicle, bangs a little bit on the driver's hatch to get him to open it up. You see your driver kind of pop out, and they talk amongst themselves for a little bit while you kind of just stand there with the other bits of the with these kind of odd-looking fellows. These guys seem to be a little bit too calm for what's going on right now. But your driver gives you an okay, and DeWitt goes, when you get to the CP, report to Lieutenant... Hold on, I got it written down here. I got this written down somewhere.
Meanwhile, in the Chimera, we're over here.
I'm still
Looking into Ben's wounds.
Yeah, I'm still. I rolled with 3.6 degrees of success though, so
How much healing does that give him?
it doesn't. It's under GM's discretion how much that.
How damaged was he? He was at about half health.
Mm-hmm.
What? I'm sorry.
He had taken 7 wounds.
Yeah. So I mean, what was his wound state?
He had 6 remaining.
No, I'm saying, as the medic, you should know there's critical damage, light damage.
Sorry. His state, I've just negated away from that page, was 2.
Bob, by the way, he's this Sergeant DeWitt. He says, "You report to Lieutenant Dare. He's in the CP. He'll give you a lowdown on what's going on, and he'll tell you what you guys need to do while you're here."
Alrighty.
All right. He kind of just he steps out of the way, and so does this kind of odd-looking guy that you first saw, and they kind of wave you past with Mickey kind of sitting on the front of the Chimera, guiding the driver down.
A perception check.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. What are you trying to perceive?
If these guys are actually still guardsmen, or which, I guess everything's on the level.
You don't see anything out of the ordinary. These guys are wearing Cadian issue gear, and they have the correct identification from what you know of Cadian. They have the Cadian gate on one shoulder, and their identification number, the 777, on the other. So it seems legit.
Everything's fine, guys. Everything's fine.
You're not about to get us all killed, Bob.
No,
Midge, how was that? What was his wound state?
It just says
He was at half. He was at half health. So I know it gives you that information.
it's I've damage more than twice his toughness. I need to know your toughness bonus.
Let's see. I think it's 33, but let me double check.
It's
Toughness bonus, so 3.
3.
3.
Twice his toughness bonus. Yeah, heavily damaged.
It was heavily damaged.
Good job,
I'd say-
Sly.
Is that a thing in 40K?
It's a joke.
warp dust. But that was a joke from Flash Kids, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Cowlord Dragos sniffing off that fine ass warp dust.
What? So where have we entered? In which part of town have we entered from?
You've, by the way, you heal 3 damage in the day that you've been under care of the medic.
I
Ben?
believe we're here, Midge.
No.
Okay, cool.
Over here, Ben?
You were, could you, maybe not, and I'll tell you.
Okay. I just remember it came in from the north. So. How we wait?
That blue dot is where you come in at. It's not marked in here because these are major roads, but there was a small road that led into this part of town. That is where you think you've entered.
Oh wow, I have to zoom in for that. Okay.
Up here?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I should do that now.
Yeah. Now, but they wave you through, Bob, and kind of go back to their positions. Kind of as you're. What do? You get back in the Chimera? Or
Yeah, I'll get back in Chimera, exposition dump, and then.
Huh? You cut out there.
I'll get back in the Chimera, do exposition dump for the rest of the squad, and away we go.
All right. Well, yeah. You hear Mickey's giving out directions to your driver and everything. It gets a little slower than you think. You think you might have doubled back on a couple of streets, but it takes you about like maybe 10, 20 minutes to get there at low speed. But you definitely hear there's fighting going on everywhere. Like there is weapon discharges and seems to be like mortar.
Shit is real in every direction.
Yeah, like think like if you want a field for the town, think Carentan. Like
Okay.
in terms of like actual look and feel of the town. But yeah, you takes you the first thing you come across is you can see from the vision slits in the vehicle. You come across like a small sandbag checkpoint. And it's only manned by one person. It has a small stubber on it, a heavy stubber. And then move as you're past, like you're actually let through. Mickey talks with the guy for a bit. This Corporal Mickey, and you finally kind of get through. And there's this double-story building. Seems to be an old enforcer's office, which is like the Imperial Police Force. And it seems to be fortified a little bit with like sandbags and such. But you get there, there's like a courtyard around there. It seems to be somewhat secure. People are kind of walking around a little bit, not diving for cover. It seems to be more of a little bit away from the fighting.
Like the radio
Yeah,
building in the Capital Wasteland.
Is this the building?
Yes.
Okay.
Pro Navigator, SnowFox.
I just want to know all the details that are kind of around me real fast here.
Well, I'm gonna go try to find a guy in charge then.
All right. Doesn't take you long. Lieutenant Dares in like this little area in the second floor. It's somewhat fortified. You have to go through a sentry or two, but Mickey gets you through. He seems to know a lot of the people here. But he finally leaves you with Lieutenant Dare. Seems to be this kind of like hard-nosed officer type. But yeah, he gives you a salute, shakes your hand, says, "Good to see a friendly face."
What can we do for you?
Well, you could tell me when we're actually going to get some reinforcements in the town.
They just arrived.
We are the reinforcement.
We are.
I mean, we're the most advanced element so far that's reached this far from the drop zones. Everyone else is getting a little bit bogged down.
You should just be like, you're looking at him.
Well, that's not good. He kind of gets a little bit of a sadder face, like a look in his face, and he goes, I was hoping for more when they said they were sending somebody out here. We're not in a good way.
Well, you guys seem to be holding okay. I mean, you're still alive.
I got 2 companies worth of troopers taking on about a regiment strength enemy force with a highly entrenched position on a hill. We're not doing so hot. Also, when we hit ground, we lost most of our gear in the drop. Most of the pilots seem to be a bit jumpy. We hit the jet stream too fast, and it ripped most of my men's gear off. Kind of just scavenging at this point. So, not exactly sure what I can use you for. You're a mechanized unit, correct?
That's correct, sir.
With a medic.
We also double as a suicide squad.
No, that's no.
He gets a bit of look in his eye. He's looking at this. It looks kind of like the map you guys picked up, but it seems to be a larger one. It says Department of Transportation and municipal public transportation. Like, it seems erroneous, but it's a big map.
I'm going to assume
seems
that
to be used
that
for
Ben's
infantry.
with me, I think, on this.
What?
I'm going to assume you're with me.
With you, like I accompanied you physically into the building?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I didn't realize I was there.
All right, but he.
I was looking out the windows, then just realized there was other people talking around me.
But he's he's looking at this. He's looking at this map, and he kind of gets a look in his eyes. He looks at after he hears you're a mechanized unit. He goes, "Well, if it's going to be a couple of days before we get any reinforcements, I could use you for something, but it'll require a bit of effort on your part."
So we got effort.
That's what we do.
What's the mission?
Well, when we hit the town, we encountered a small underground bunker. Now, we're assuming this was a new construction. The plans we recovered seem to be much larger than what was actually built. But we think the enemy figured out that this town was going to be a major focal point for an invasion. So they made these bunkers, we're assuming, around the city that have troops, supplies, power, various other elements to defending the city from a siege. One we found was partially completed, but we found the entrance to another, not too far away from the main front line. Now, we're assuming this was the proof of concept one, and from what we can figure out from plans we've scavenged from administratum buildings and various other sources, we think it may hold quite a bit of supplies through the next couple of days, at least my men, through fighting. Most of them are down to a single charge pack per man and less for grenades and various other elements that they need to continue fighting. We need those supplies. The problem is, I sent a group down there not too long ago, and come back. Last we heard on the Vox was some screaming and weapons discharging. Then nothing.
All right, so where is this bunker?
He doesn't tell us.
No, it's on the map.
He just plopped it on the map.
He points out that he says it's in a faux building.
It's at an intersection 3 blocks away.
It's on a facade that we're assuming it used to be some sort of orbital torpedo silo to hit enemy ships in orbit. But from what we can tell, that was modified later on.
All right, so the mission is to secure the bunker and secure the supplies for the 2 companies of men besieging the town of Monarch.
Yes. One other thing. From the entrance to the actual bunker is too small to actually get a Chimera in there.
So we're going to have to dismount.
It's big enough for a squad to get down in the elevator, but I don't think you're going to be able to get anything else bigger than that down there. I want to commandeer your Chimera for another operation.
What operation is that?
Well, like I said, that bunker is on the front, is near the front line, and by near I mean it's on the front line. For you to get there without having to take too much fire, the enemy in that area are going to have to actually be distracted. I've got another squad of men that are pretty well off. They could probably work concurrently with the Chimera to distract the enemies in the area. Maybe even with the Chimera there, we can make it not just a feint, but more of an actual attack. Take ground, keep them on the back foot.
Now, does my handbook say this is kosher?
What,
We're
like
Jewish now?
Elaborate on the terminology you're using there.
Okay, let me do instead that. How about I do like a common like Imperial Guard check or something to see if this is like appropriate tactics?
Common lore?
Common lore Imperial Guard. Or, you could, do you have Scholastic lore, Tactica Imperialis?
No.
No? Okay. So, yeah, Common lore Imperial Guard would, Common lore War as well would work.
Do that check, Bob. Oh, Bob.
Everything is fine. Yeah, of course you could use our Chimera. Yeah, yeah, what's mine is yours.
Oh, okay.
Bob.
You want our charge packs and frag grenades along with it?
Do you want to
I don't
just
think
send us in with our knives? That'll
Here's
be fine,
my
won't it?
chain sword.
Bob, do you,
God.
do you remember not playing D&D right now? Right now, you've been like, yo, man.
You're full
I
of shit
got
and you
this
know it.
All right.
Of
so,
course you can use like Chimera.
Does Corporal Magnus want to inject?
Yeah, I lean into Bob and whisper that as a mechanized unit, the Chimera is the core of our squad.
No, everything's fine, Corporal. You just stay in line.
Sir, the Chimera
We're here to
holds
help.
all of our supplies and transports us into battle and provides fire support for us in particular.
Command said to help, and we're helping.
Okay, we're dead.
How?
Everything's
Can-
fine.
Can I roll something to object even harder to this?
Can you roll something to
You
get
want to
me in
engage
my
into a
intelligence?
little bit of like social PvP?
Social PvP.
Burning Wheel has a great system for this. I don't think there's anything like it in this, but
Game of Thrones has the Game of Thrones RPG actually has a social and like a social combat system integrated into it. I think I talked about that later. Like there's a house building system that sounds like Burning Wheel. You said. I think maybe Burning Wheel. I think maybe it's based on Burning Wheel, but yeah, it has it too.
I don't know. Maybe fellowship. I felt my fellowship is pretty low, but maybe roll on fellowship or something like that. Or I mean, I have Imperial Guard and Common Lore Imperial Guard and Common Lore War too. Maybe I should recheck. Yeah, but you're not there.
Yeah, you can radio down to me to check facts.
I'm just I'm talking to some of the Acadian guys, and I'm seeing if they might have a spare frag missile or two lying around.
Is there anything I could roll off of, or is this just
Yes, the very low
is there
supplied people are going to have
some social combat here?
Well, I mean, you could try inquiring as to why. I mean, you could actually role play out, or like trying to figure out why he's asking for this, or you know, anything like that. Mechanically, you're kind of Bob botched that roll.
Well, I'm kind of yeah. Well, I guess I'll just let it slide. I objected twice, and Bob overruled me. So
we can roll if you like. That's fine. I would think put forth that you roll against like my command skill.
roll against what now?
My command skill.
What's your command skill?
Well, it's against fellowship, so
Be like an opposed test. It'd be an opposed test of fellowship.
Let's try that again.
Well,
I rolled an 82.
Well, Bob won with the least degrees of failure.
Bob failed the least.
Jesus,
It's like our
you two.
squad all over. Who failed the least?
all right.
He's
then.
asking for the Chimera so that he can actually get to.
Failed worse.
He's a.
It's all yours.
Everything's fine. They can use the Chimera. This is okay.
Yes, SlyFox, go ahead.
Can me and Callahan, or Nowitzki and Callahan, can we just go like and do some bartering with the Cadians or something?
That's what I
They
was
have
saying. I was doing.
nothing.
I'm still gonna scrounge around to find something. I know
probably
they
gonna
have no
be-
charge packs, but I'm gonna look for a frag missile or two. That's
I
what
will
I'm-
give them 2 grenades that they're
Yeah.
choosing and a charge
Yeah.
pack for just 1 reload of stubbers.
They lost, like from what I gather, they lost like 90% of their supplies on the drop. So I doubt they're gonna find any. But that's up to him.
Anybody got a
Except
close
the Papa
combat
Roach.
weapon?
I'm looking to
Papa
find a
Roach.
dude that has some frag missiles.
Well, I imagine it's just gonna be a logistics rule, but I think that everything's gonna be like scarce or rare or very rare. And all that kind
I'm
of
just
stuff.
gonna try.
Well, and he can give you like a minus 30 to that too, which I'm assuming is what's going to happen. But,
I'm not.
I mean, you can
I'm
always
just
roll.
looking around to see if anyone's got something. Then I'll barter with them. I'm not.
Running-
We're not doing a
Just
logistics
walking the
here.
streets.
I'm
Anybody got a
bartering with
frag
somebody.
missile? Anybody?
Well,
charge,
on mine.
charge packs,
a
frag grenades,
logistics,
cold beer.
thing is when you're like talking to like get
Charge
containers
packs,
and
frag
stuff.
grenades,
well, it's
cold
when
beer.
you're trying to acquire any gear, technically. But through
Even when you're
official
just
channels.
bartering
But
with
even
somebody.
unofficial channels are different. But yeah. But Bob, Ben, because this will be probably the end of the session for today. He's asking for the Chimera, and he laid out that he wants. He says, "All right, is there anything special we need to know about the Chimera? Like, how's your supply levels? What's it loaded out with?"
Well, judging by our rolls, we're fully stocked. Do what you want. Just rip it with that ammo.
That doesn't affect anything. Like you're telling the truth. I mean,
Can
essentially.
we?
I think we have a
Oh
re-
shit! We
re-
can't put
reload,
any
right?
stipulations, can we? Because Bob fucked it up. I was gonna like ask if Bob could put
No,
stipulations
everything's
on
fine.
for the corporal of the Chimera to have full control of what he feels is comfortable doing.
Look, they
And,
can have the Chimera if they give us stubber rounds and a frag missile.
That's not how that works.
Bob fucked up. Bob fucked
I'm
up hard.
pretty sure that the Imperial Guard way of doing things is that they can use whatever equipment they want. That's ours. It's okay.
Well, Nowitzki says he isn't giving the Chimera up until he gets his stubber rounds.
Novitsky can fall in line.
So did we just
Nowitzki's
give him
private.
did we give him the exposition, Roach? Of what the things is loaded out with?
Nowitzki is independent
Well,
guardsmen who need no sergeant.
Okay, let's see how that works out.
I say,
Yeah,
I grabbed Bob's pistol from it and pointed it at Nowitzki.
well, he's not there right now. He's,
Yeah,
I'm not sure how to
Wait.
feel about
Through
that.
a window.
You grabbing my weapons then to point at
Well, I
someone
don't.
else.
I don't have a pistol, and you're not doing it.
Fine,
Still
I'll pull
still
my
haven't fired a gun.
M36 on SlyFox.
It's true. I haven't fired my weapon yet.
So yeah.
Well,
Say you didn't hit anybody with that sword either.
Oh
in
no,
that
no,
round.
Bob, you have fired your last gun when giving us covering fire when we were approaching the farmhouse.
no, he didn't. Because
No,
he didn't
that was
fire
me.
anything. Yeah,
But
Bob
they were
didn't
giving
fire
you
anything.
covering fire while we were moving up.
yeah.
No, that
no.
was me.
I
Oh,
think
really?
it was inconsequential.
Okay, whatever.
Well, yeah, Bob, you tell him the loadout that you have there, and he's happy that it's not just a standard Chimera, but he lets you know that he's not going to just throw it away. He understands that it's your squad's equipment, and he's going
Not
to
a
try and
scratch.
keep its used to. Gonna try and keep it to a minimum. Just help give validity to the feint that's going to happen when you guys move out and into the bunker. But he does iron out that when you do attack the bunker, you need to clear it of hostiles, and you need to secure the main power station that powers the bunker. You need to make sure that no enemies are left in there when we bring our logistics people in there. We need to make sure they're not going to blow it when we have people in there.
All right. Orders.
All right. So can I do my little looking around for a frag missile, like, unofficially
that.
with some dudes?
We'll do that in the beginning of next session because that is,
How much XP did we get?
well, we've been playing for what, 4.5 hours?
Yeah.
4.5 hours, man. That was
Well,
That was solid combat too.
you did about 500 XP.
Whoa.
Get on board with that.
500 XP, and it's been a couple of days.
All right, cool. And we will wrap this up then.
Yep. Bye, guys.